the Money Talk Viewpoint podcast for financial professionals, CPAs, attorneys, wealth managers, and those who service high net worth and the family office. My name is Stuart Cruz. I'm founder of Cruz Asset Management. I'm the author of a new book coming out, Licensed to Steal: How to Turn Wall Street Greed into Your Game. So let me introduce our guest, Lindsay. For sure, it's definitely scary. Like, I know, not to give any of our audience an idea or make them scared at all, but right now, if a client wants to send a wire out, there's a level of security where they basically say, did you specifically speak to the client on the phone? And if I say yes, then usually the wire is approved, especially if it's going the same name person. But now with all this I want to say 3 seconds, 5 seconds sampling of your voice, and then they can kind of duplicate your voice. And so at some point, and I know I've heard about these scams in the already, where they've duplicated somebody's voice and said, hey, like somebody close to you, Lindsay, I'm in trouble. I'm at the police station.
I'm in a jam. Can you send me a Venmo? Yeah.
Yeah. And you're like, okay, it's Friday at 4:55, and you're like, my bank's going to close. I got to do this. I don't have a chance to. It's going to be a scary world. I feel like you almost have to go backwards, and you're going to have a code name. Like, I need.
It's funny. They're even like
code word.
Exactly. They're already even teaching you how to avoid AI generated content on Google. Yeah. Like, show me results from 2020, not from 2023, and get, those real results versus the results that are created by AI for you. Yeah. Now, like, building even upon what you said in a less scary way, where it's used there are AI assistants that can answer the phone for you, and they can answer questions that the client on the other end of the line is asking. I saw a demo the other day that someone was like a lawyer's office or something, which, again, something that's super important to figure out the details and ask the right questions and make sure that you get the root of the truth. And they were going back and forth on the line. I was watching it live while he was asking these questions, and the AI bot was, I understand, that's very frustrating. Can you tell me more about what happened when you rear-ended someone? Or can you tell me more about what happened when someone ran the red light, or anything like that? And the client on the other end is talking just like you and I are right now. And AI is picking it all up, listening to what they say, and responding to their questions. So hopefully it could be helpful for us in the future to maybe, eliminate some time that we have to spend.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. And I know it was definitely scary when it came out. It's the analogy that I heard, especially in our firm, like in our world, was like when spreadsheets came out, the idea was there would be no need for a CPA at that point, because you could then just put all your tax stuff into a spreadsheet and you're done. But now, obviously, we need CPAs more than ever. I just heard a CPA say, hey, I'm trying to hire some high-level CPA. I think it's going to be easier to find a unicorn than to find a CPA is useful. So they certainly haven't been displaced by spreadsheets, and nor do I think AI is going to displace the human being in the equation.
Right.
On the finance side, I'm not on the marketing either, but on the finance side, I always said that people just want to have somebody else to talk to about right or wrong. Like, I might have an opinion about what's going on. I could be dead wrong, but still the person wants to have a conversation about it. Exactly. And that's just something AI can't fully do yet.
Very true. They're getting there, but you're very right about that. And what's the piece of AI I feel like that people forget a lot of times, that are so nervous that, it's going to wipe out all of these jobs and things. I mean, in my opinion, it's an enhancement for us to use to help us do our jobs better. But there's always going to be that level of, okay, a computer wrote this, or I can tell that this is not, something that organically came to someone. And especially in like the creative world, it's a little bit harder for a computer or something like that to kind of get creative and on a personal level. So you're always going to want to double check any work that you do on any AI software, whether it be ChatGPT, Apollo AI, whatever you're using.
So for an RA or a CPA or anybody that's just starting out, like, hey, I want to start my own firm, I got approved, let's go. What do you think? Like, where would they start on the marketing side? Obviously they're going to reach out to friends and family directly, but if they wanted to just stick their toe in the water and get moving on the marketing side, where would you tell them to start first?
I would say the least scary place to do that is social media. And I would say the next most important thing for you to have is going to be a good website that really represents your mission and your purpose as a company. Something that is going to kind of tell your elevator pitch in the first 60 seconds of people getting onto that site or onto that social media page or wherever it might be that they're looking for you. People, they're busy. We're looking for tops 60 seconds average on any given website, whether it be someone that they're doing research on or somebody that they know from high school, skirting through their Facebook profile. I would say get online, get yourself someone that can help you create a couple of different campaigns that are campaigns, meaning some emails, some social media posts that really represent your value, your mission statement, and get across the point of what it exactly is that you're here to do, your unique value proposition, and start repurposing that stuff. So that would be my initial first step. Get online, 100%.
Yeah. I had a good buddy of mine who wrote a book called What's Your Story? And his premise was, and I believe this to be true, financial advisors, CPAs were very numbers oriented. We're like, here are the facts, here's the returns, here's the data, here's what I'm going to sell you on because that's what you care about. But nobody cares about that. Nobody cares about that. People buy things based off of emotion and rationalize it based off of the intellect side. So tell me about the role of storytelling within your marketing strategies.
Yeah, storytelling is so important. If that's another thing that AI cannot do for you, it will give you kind of that jumping off point though, to kind of get started and go off in the right direction to find that emotional connection that you're looking for with your prospective clients or prospective partners. I think it's so important to find something that you can relate on. And that's always what's going to make the difference. There could be, 10 financial advisors in the room, and I'm going to pick the one that also went to Rutgers, or that also, I'm going to pick somebody that I have an emotional connection with. And a lot of times it really is just that feeling that you get. And that's why it's also so important to utilize that video and put some personality into your marketing so that you can differentiate yourself.
Yeah. I've been caught in this trap a couple of times. Is when do you cut bait on the market? Like, how do you figure out how much time do you have to give it? Like, this just isn't working. And when do I move on and shift strategies?
It's hard. It's such a hard question because it varies from person to person as far as the client on the other end of the receiving end of the marketing. Everyone's different in their approach that they're putting out into the world, and every client is different in what they're looking to see online or wherever they're seeing you. Remind me I feel like I got off on a tangent. Remind me what the.
Well, I was just saying, when do we cut bait on the?
So when do we stop? Yeah, I know it's so hard to stop.
A bunch of money into Facebook ads and Google ads, and it's not quite working after 3 months, but do I need 6? Like, what do I need? Do I start off $100 a day? Like, I know everything's different.
It is, yeah, totally.
Do you have any guidelines?
Yeah, I would say make sure that you can measure what you're managing. So if you are putting money into Facebook advertising and you're putting money into LinkedIn advertising, you need to compare what's going on each of those platforms based on the niche that you're looking to reach out to, your prospective clients, your prospective partners, and see what's moving the needle more for you. Where are you getting more engagement? Where are you having more people reach out and direct message you? Where are you seeing the numbers increase versus decrease on which platform? And focus your efforts onto those 1 or 2 places. So for us, for example, we were spending thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars on Facebook marketing, and we recently pulled back on that and are into LinkedIn and YouTube marketing because that's where we saw our numbers growing for our training company, not necessarily for everyone out there. It's going to be the same. And also certainly depending on that client list and who you're looking for, that's key, I think, to do that research and see where those ideal clients spend a lot of their time, and, kind of utilize those analytics and use those to help you make a decision about when you're going to call it quits on a certain platform. I would say a timeline, give it 6 months, I would say, and really see what kind of a difference you can make, because anything less than that is going to be a shorter, not as long enough of a trial period as you would really need to see what kind of results you can actually get. Because as we mentioned earlier, some people take 3 touches, some people take 10 before they're ready to jump in and make it. So it's tough to decide when to kind of pull out there on a marketing strategy. But I think that, a lot of times you'll feel when it's right. Like you'll be able to feel when, like, Facebook's just draining my wallet and I'm not getting any responses from anybody on anything. Move on to the next thing, or fully stop for a while, switch up the strategy. Maybe you change what you're posting. Maybe you use different language. Maybe you look for a different niche of clients to reach out to. 6 months, I would say, is probably the minimum where I would say give it a fair shot.
Okay. Well, before we totally wrap up, let's end on a high note. Like, can you share some success stories you had with marketing with REAs where, I don't know, maybe they're lost and you helped them a lot and you just had this amazing result, or like, just give us some good examples of, hope out there for
sure. So I'm in a unique position where a whole bunch of advisors at my doorstep every day, waiting for me to kind of guide them in the right direction and help them from scratch most of the time. So that's where I've seen a lot of the success stories, obviously within the company that I work for, but utilizing, helping people to use the tools that they have and that they don't know how to use is so rewarding for me, to kind of give people the tools to make their own success, as well as, me being there to help them with that as well. Success stories are hard with marketing, right? Like people are certainly reaching out to, most of what I do is helping people reach out to find a CPA partner or to help find some new business owner client or something like that. So, I've certainly helped maybe a dozen of the advisors in our community find that CPA partner for themselves and locate that partner, role playing with them, make sure that they're understanding the concepts of what they're trying to bring to their clients when they approach them together. The success stories are kind of all different and up and down in the marketing arena, but I certainly would call that a success. Matching anyone with someone who's going to be a great proactive partner, and through something as simple as reaching out on LinkedIn, is just like such a good feeling to end on. Yeah.
Anytime you get that sale, that win, or that close, or that relationship built and it moves on, it's going to be good. It's always a nice feeling.
100%.
Lindsay, how can people get a hold of you?
They can get a hold of me by, my services are available to anyone that is in our training program. So we are, again, the elite resource team, and we've got 3 membership levels. You can join us at our entry level, which is actually, I guess, technically 4. You can join us at our entry level with financial collaborators. You can bump yourself up to one of our 3 main training levels, which is Catalyst, Accelerator, or Fusion. We operate mostly on a community in the school platform. If you guys aren't familiar, a very cool platform that is really kind of changing the way that people communicate with each other in these training situations and classroom situations. You can find me on there, certainly. You can find me at any of our weekly calls that we host as the elite resource team. I personally host a call each Wednesday that walks through how to use our marketing platform and just a general kind of marketing chat that I host each week, which I can give you that information so you can kind of share it in a link form. Okay. But yeah, you guys can find me there every week.
Sounds great. Well, Lindsay, it's been awesome having you on the show and talking about how we can, really get the word out there, because that's really, again, the most important part.
It's a bigger
business and having it grow, because we have a duty we have a duty to give good service to our clients, but we also have a duty to not go out of business to our clients. And so it's equally as important. So,
Agreed.
absolutely. So I've been your host, Stuart Cruz, on the show. I can be reached at cruzassetmanagement.com or Stuart@cruzassetmanagement.com, and Cruz is Kruse. We have a LinkedIn profile at Cruz AM and a YouTube channel at Cruz AM as well. You've been watching Money Talk Viewpoint, a financial education podcast for high net worth family offices and business owners. And if you're interested in becoming a guest on the show, please reach out to moneytalkviewpoint.org. My name is Stuart Cruz. It's been a pleasure to have you on our show. And thanks for watching, and be better every day.